Big changes are coming to Old Trafford. Manchester United are gearing up for a massive summer shake-up as manager Ruben Amorim identifies a new star to replace Bruno Fernandes. From £70 million deals to rising talents, let's break down all the red-hot transfer moves. Ruben Amorim identifies Bruno Fernandes' replacement as Man United Brighton transfer. Latest Manchester United transfer news with an update on Pedro Gonçalves and Yankuba Minteh. The summer transfer window is now open, and Manchester United are expected to be busy as they look to strengthen their squad for the 2025-26 season. Ruben Amorim is keen to bolster his ranks and look to improve following a dreadful campaign. United finished 15th in the Premier League, their lowest finish since 1973-74 when they were relegated to the second tier. They had a chance to all but save their season and secure Champions League qualification through the Europa League, but the Reds lost in the final against Tottenham. Matheus Cunha has been identified as a top target for Amorim and United. The 26-year-old is expected to become United's first summer transfer, though the deal has been delayed. It has been reported that the issue holding up Cunha's move relates to attaining a visa. Despite this, Cunha to United is still expected to go through, and he is anticipated to be the first of several players to come through the Old Trafford doors. With this in mind, here is the latest transfer news from United. Fernandes replacement. According to a bowler in Portugal, Ruben Amorim has Sporting CP attacking midfielder Pedro Gonçalves in his summer plans, with interest expected to increase if Bruno Fernandes is sold. It's reported that United are considering the 26-year-old Sporting star and weighing up the possibility of moving forward with an offer for Amorim's former player. Sporting, however, insist that they won't consider offers for Gonçalves under his £67 million release clause and want to keep him at the club beyond this summer. Men says, even if Fernandes is sold, £67 million for Gonçalves does feel too steep. He has played just 20 matches this season due to injuries, and at 26 years of age, United could get someone better for that price. Sporting, however, insist that they won't consider offers for Gonçalves under his £67 million release clause and want to keep him at the club beyond this summer. Men says, even if Fernandes is sold, £67 million for Gonçalves does feel too steep. He has played just 20 matches this season due to injuries, and at 26 years of age, United could get someone better for that price. The 20-year-old Gambian tormented United in Brighton's 3-1 win at Old Trafford in January, scoring 1 and providing 1 assist, and that performance has not gone unnoticed. Men says, Minteh is a top talent and ready-made Premier League performer, but I don't think United should be targeting him this summer. They should be looking at a more natural number 10 to suit Amorim's 3-4-2-1 system, rather than an out-and-out win. Unprecedented Premier League transfer window open today as Man United and Liverpool deals. A number of deals are expected to be announced on day one of the summer transfer window, which will be paused in 10 days' time for almost a week due to the Club World Cup. The 2025 summer transfer window is open and it is set to get off to a flyer with most of the Premier League's big guns expected to complete deals in the opening days. That is predominantly on account of the controversial new Club World Cup that sees Chelsea and Manchester City head to the United States next week for a financially lucrative month of action that many players are unhappy to be a part of. But its consequences are extending into this summer's recruitment as some clubs race to make signings so their new faces can compete. That includes Trent Alexander-Arnold signing for Real Madrid for £10 million, despite being available for free at the end of the month. Equally, several sides not competing in the CWC are getting active, with Manchester United set to bring in Matheus Cunha from Wolves for £62.5 million and Liverpool wrapping up a deal for Jeremy Frimpong, with Florian Wirtz potentially following right behind on the path from Leverkusen. Here are some of the big things to look out for in the first part of a two-segment window. Early moves. The CWC is a driving factor, but so too is the fact several of the big teams, believing they have a window to grab success after Liverpool ended City's dominance, are active immediately. Another theory is that they are all keen on adding goalscorers and the pool is very small, hence why Liam Delap is such hot property and expected to join Chelsea. Last summer the window was 3 weeks old before one of the traditional Big Six confirmed a move, but we already know Frimpong will be made official on Sunday and United's deal for Cunha could follow soon. Window pause. A lull is guaranteed, however. Again, as a consequence of the CWC, the window will shut on June 10 for 6 days before then running through to September 1's deadline. The early flurry suggests a very quiet second half of June is in store. Anfield activity. Frimpong has already posed with the Liverpool shirt, and his teammate at Leverkusen, Wurtz, is the subject of a £109 million bid that massively goes against the grain of how the champions have operated in the market for years. Alexander-Arnold's switch to Real will be confirmed at some point on Sunday, and the £10 million fee gained for letting him move a month early is handsome business. Man United woe. If it all looks like sunshine and rainbows at Liverpool, down the East Lancashire road it is mostly misery at Old Trafford. United may be closing a deal to sign Cunha, but there are set to be a series of high-profile exits, including Alejandro Garnacho, Marcus Rashford and, possibly, captain Bruno Fernandes. Saudi giants Al-Hilal have given him another few days to decide whether to accept a bumper payday worth up to £200 million across 3 years. Man United transfer news: club plans £70 million deal to ease Amorim anger amid internal discussions. Manchester United are set for a busy summer as they once again plan to overhaul aspects of their squad ahead of Ruben Amorim's first pre-season in charge of the Red Devils. With the season and a post-season trip to Malaysia and Hong Kong for 2 friendlies now out of the way, Manchester United's attention can fully turn to the summer. After a dismal 2024-25, the Red Devils are in need of some transformation in the coming months. Every player has already been made available for sale, and the club appear open to a £100 million offer from Al-Hilal for talismanic figure Bruno Fernandes. The midfielder is said to be happy at Old Trafford, with Ruben Amorim making clear he would rather utilise other methods of raising funds for the club. But with exits for Marcus Rashford, Antony and more to facilitate, the money could quickly help boost United's chances at replenishing their squad ahead of a term without European football. The coming weeks will see Amorim's first opportunity to add players to his squad ahead of a full pre-season. Should Fernandes exit, each deal will come with additional pressure, however. The Portuguese star scored 19 goals and made 20 assists despite United's struggles, and they will not be replaced easily. Fernandes replacement. Manchester United are lining up Sporting Lisbon's Pedro Gonçalves as a replacement for Bruno Fernandes. The Reds were already tracking the 26-year-old Portuguese midfielder before Al-Hilal indicated they are prepared to pay £100 million for Fernandes, but a boost to their finances could see Ruben Amorim reunited with his former charge. If they accepted the approach from the Saudi side, United would have the finances to meet Sporting's £70 million valuation of Gonçalves. And his arrival could perhaps go some way to easing the anger that Amorim would feel over losing his captain. Gonçalves was transformed him into a lethal attacking midfielder who can also play out wide by Amorim in Portugal after spotting his potential for goals at a pre-season training camp in 2020. He was rewarded with 23 goals in 32 games as Sporting won the Portuguese title for the first time in 19 years, the following season. Branthwaite blow. Any plans Manchester United had to return for Gerard Branthwaite this summer have been dealt a blow, with Chelsea weighing up a move to sign the Everton. The 22-year-old has 2 years remaining on his contract and was the subject of interest from United last summer, and the Red Devils were said to be interested in making another attempt in the coming months. The Red Devils saw 2 bids rejected last year, with their second reaching £50 million, but the Merseyside club were determined not to sell. And Toffee's boss David Moyes remains reluctant to part ways with his young star, per Mail Online, despite the burgeoning interest. If United go head-to-head against Chelsea this summer, however, they may not find much success. Chido Obi has told Manchester United which striker to sign this summer. Man United will prioritise a striker in the summer transfer window. There can be no ignoring the fact Manchester United were handed a transfer blow when they were informed Liam Delap had rejected a move this summer. The 22-year-old had been identified as the preferred target in their search for a new striker after an impressive breakthrough season at Ipswich. Delap might have only scored 12 goals for Ipswich in the Premier League, but that is still an impressive haul for someone of his relative inexperience at a club who were involved in a relegation scrap from the start. United felt Delap represented exceptional value for money due to his £30 million release clause, while he also had the physical traits Ruben Amorim wants from a striker this summer. United will now head back to the drawing board as they look to strengthen their attack this summer, and teenage striker Chido Obi has sent them a timely reminder about the type of player they should be after. An experienced striker is needed. Chido Obi was named on the bench as Manchester United came from behind to beat Hong Kong in their second post-season friendly on Friday. It didn't take long for him to make a significant impact when he was introduced. United had 15 shots in the first half of the match but improbably trailed at the break to a side that had mustered just one. It was the type of wasteful attacking display fans had seen so often over the past season. The perfect taste of a real United match day for the fans inside the stadium. Then they brought Obi on at half-time and 5 minutes later they were level. The 17-year-old collected the ball on the edge of the box with his back to goal and used his initiative to move the ball into a central position, before he turned and fired a ferocious effort into the bottom left corner of the goal. Half an hour later he had another when he met a Mason Mount cross with a glancing header. It was an excellent demonstration of centre-forward play that has been rarely demonstrated by Rasmus Højlund. It was also a timely reminder of what United need this summer. It was a real achievement to sign Obi when he left Arsenal last year, and he is viewed as an exceptional talent with the potential to make a serious impact at first-team level. It is only potential though, and he will only fulfill it if he is nurtured carefully. Had United signed another raw talent like Delap, they would have added to the inexperience of their forward line, rather than solved their problems. There has never been a more compelling argument to spend big on a proven goal scorer such as Victor Gyökeres or Victor Osimhen this summer, who can make an immediate impact and act as a mentor for the wonder kid they have at their disposal. United not only need to sign a star striker, they need to develop their next one.